Hare Krishna, everyone. So,
Hare
thank you for tuning in today. Let's do a short invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So today we will try and summarize first six chapters of eighth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hmm? Um, so please bear with me. So first, first chapter talks about the Manus and administrators of the universe. That's the title. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So, uh, Shukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know um, the pastimes of the Lord in various manvantaras. In one day of Brahma, we will have 14 Manus. Lord Brahma, Lord Brahma's one day is 1,000 cycles of 4 yugas. Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali Yuga. This is one cycle, and like that, when 1,000 cycles passes, that becomes 12 hours of Lord Brahma. 1,000 cycles of 4 yugas. So in that one day of Brahma, we will have 14 Manus in one day. So that means the lifespan of each Manu is around 71 cycles, 71 Divya Yuga. Divya Yuga means 71 cycles of these 4 yugas. 4 yugas should rotate 71 times. So in each Manvantara, Lord appears and performs pastimes. So Parishit Maharaj wanted to know more about the pastimes of the Lord in the other Manvantaras, because Shukadev Goswami had exclusively spoken about the Lord's activities in the first Manvantara. So, the period that Manu rules for 71 cycles of 4 yugas is called Manvantara. So I'll just show a little short. So the first Manu's name is Swayambhu Manvantara. is son of Lord Brahma, and his wife was Shatarupa. He had three daughters and two sons. We had discussed about them extensively in the previous cantos. Sons were Uttanapada and Priyavrata, and daughters were Devhuti, Akhuti, and Prasuti. Um, there is one incarnation which signifies in each Manvantara, and that was Yajna during the period of Swayambhu Manu. Yajna is actually his grandson, um, son of Akhuti. Son of Akhuti is Yajna. So Swayambhu Manu, um, after he was a saintly king, and when the time of retirement came, he decided to go to the forest and meditate. He stood on one leg. We are talking about first Manu, Swayambhu Manu, who was the son of Brahma. So he went to forest and stood on one leg and performed austerities for thousands of years. While he was performing um, austerities and chanting mantras, offering prayers to the Supreme Lord, the demons tried to devour him while he was in meditation. But that time, this Yajna, Lord appeared as Yajna. mm, And that Yajna killed the Yakshas and Rakshasas who were trying to attack Swayambhu Manu. And then he occupied the post of Indra. So that's about Swayambhu Manvantara. And the second Manu was Swaroshicha Manu. He was son of Agni, and Lord appeared as Vibhu, who instructed 88,000 sages in the second Manvantara. Third, fourth, and fifth, they were the sons of King Priyavrata. If you see here, who is Priyavrata? Priyavrata is son of Swayambhu Manu. So Priyavrata's sons, he had several sons, actually 10 sons. But three of them, Uttama, Tamasa, Raivata, they became third, fourth, and fifth Manu. So third Manu was Uttama. And that time the Lord appeared as Satyasena. And in the fourth Manvantara, which is known as Tamasa, is brother of Uttama. They are brothers, three brothers, Uttama, Tamasa, Raivata. So in the fourth Manvantara, the Lord appeared as Hari. So, and then what did he do? His activities were that he saved Gajendra. So this is the point that Shukadeva Goswami mentioned in the first chapter. Let me bring this up and yeah. Harini and Harimeda, son of son of Harini and Harimeda, is Hari, and he saved Gajendra. And when he heard about that Lord Hari appeared as son of Harini and Harimeda and saved elephant Gajendra, Parikshit Maharaj decided to hear more about this particular pastime. Why? Those narrations are greatly pious, hmm, and glorious, auspicious, and all good. Hmm. So when we hear about the Lord and his activities, they purify us. So that's why the Lord, our Parikshit Maharaj, wanted to hear about the pastime of um, Hari saving Gajendra. So that's why there was a break now. So um, hmm, now we are in the, Shukadeva Goswami was talking about fourth Manvantara. Mm. So fifth, sixth, seventh, etc. will be discussed. But now Shukadeva Goswami asked a question about this. Um, so, sorry, Parikshit Maharaj asked a question about this. Then Shukadeva Goswami decided to elaborate the pastime of um, Gajendra, Hari saving Gajendra. So, and chapter 2 is entitled Gajendra's Crisis. Mm. Um, so, in this chapter, um, Shukadeva Goswami first, um, you know, describes about the beauty of the mountain. So this chapter basically talks about how Gajendra, the king of elephants, was attacked by crocodile while bathing in a divine lake. And after 1,000 year struggle, he was weakened and helpless. Then Gajendra surrendered to the Supreme Lord for protection. This is the summary. So, but setting the scene, um, first he describes there is a mountain uh, called Trikota. So, um, and this scene took place on the Trikuta mountain. So on the Trikuta mountain, there is a garden called Ritmat. So in that garden, there was a lake. So in that lake, this pastime took place. So Shukadeva Goswami describes the beauty of Trikuta mountain before describing the place Ritmatan Lake. So the mountain is surrounded by a milk ocean, and the mountain is described as 80,000 miles in height, 10,000 yojanas, and it has three principal peaks made up of iron, silver, gold. Mm. Um, so, so at the ground, um, Its foot always is washed by the waves of milk that produce emeralds in all 8 directions. Jewels. Mm. Um, so in its valley and gardens, especially the Rithmat garden built by Varuna, it belongs to in that valley of Trikota mountain. There is a Rithmat garden. It's owned by Varuna. Mm. And there are celestial trees, flowers, fruits, birds, and animals. Uh, so it belongs to great devotee Varuna, sporting place for demigods. Now and then, if you want to sports, you choose a garden, nice area. So demigods' sporting place is a Rithmat garden, mm, and um, in that Rithmat garden where demigods come and play, there is a lake there, mm, and a number of flowers have been described, and uh, um, yeah, so there is a nice lake, and its water is very sweet, and yeah, and demigods used to drink and bathe also in that particular lake. So this is the description about the Kota mountain being surrounded by ocean of milk, and its height, length, and breadth in each direction. Height, length, breadth is 80,000 miles, and it has three peaks: iron, silver, gold, and that mountain in its valley, there is a garden um, called Rithmat, which belongs to Varuna, sporting place for demigods. And the garden is extremely beautiful. There are a number of flowers, fruit-bearing trees, mandara, parijata, champaka, punagas, date trees, coconut trees, bananas, so on and so forth. And there was a lake as well, beautiful lake. Hmm. Uh, Now, Shukadeva Goswami describes Gajendra's entry. When in the cinema, when hero enters, there will be a entry song, and there's special effects of a hero or heroine sometimes enters, especially in Telugu movies. We used to notice that special effects when hero enters. Mm. So who was Gajendra? Gajendra was the leader of the elephants who lived in the forest of Trikuta mountain. On that mountain used to live. Once wandered about the lake with his female elephants and associates. He has several associates and his female partners. Mm. So he was so powerful, he broke many plants, creepers, and trees, not caring for their piercing thorns. He was so heavy when he was walking, whole mountain used to shake. Uh, um, and what kind of person was he? Like everyone gets scared, right? Animals such as lions, tigers, rhinoceros, serpents, they used to flee. Tigers and lions and rhinoceros, just imagine how powerful Gajendra was. Small animals, they used to roam next to the elephant because, because elephant Gajendra did not care. prestige. Because of Gajendra's mercy, they used to walk nearby. So he was actually intoxicated of eating so much, surrounded by many elephants, including females and young ones. And Gajendra made the Trikuta mountain tremble. Mm. Um, he was perspiring with intoxicated vision. Liquor dropped from his mouth, which the bumblebee drank as honey. And after eating so much, he felt thirsty. And he could smell the pollen of lotuses in the lake. In the lake, there were so many lotuses, uh, which emanated so much good fragrance. So Gajendra could smell that. And hmm, so Gajendra first, being thirsty, he soon arrived at the lake with his associates. He bathed in the lake, drank its cold, clear, sweet water mixed with the lotus pollen. He thus felt relieved of fatigue. Hmm? And what else did he do? With his trunk, Gajendra drew water and sprinkled it over his family and made them drink as well. Hmm. He was always kind to his wives and children and too attached to the family. He did not mind the hard labor in this endeavor. Hmm. So, and now having described the happy and comfortable life of Gajendra, Shukdev Goswami now describes how an unexpected calamity manifested in the life. Hmm. So, we all know that the unexpected event was that there was a crocodile within that lake, unexpectedly attacked our hero Gajendra. Hmm? A strong crocodile, because Gajendra was, playing and disturbing the whole aquatics within the lake. Uh, um, so, and, and he was attacked. As soon as he was attacked, his wives and children all they left that place and reached the shore. Nobody could help him. And seeing the suffering of Gajendra, his distressed wives began to cry. Mm. But other elephants, they wanted to help. They could not rescue him. There was a long battle. It is mentioned 1,000 years of demigod they fought for. Gajendra and Crocodile fought for 1,000 years of demigods. Seeing this fight, even the demigods were surprised. Uh, um, because the crocodile, being an animal of water, and Gajendra is an animal that lives on the land. Day by day, Gajendra, the crocodile was gaining power, and our Gajendra was losing, weakening day by day. Hmm. Um, our situation also, sometimes we think, everything is fine. But on one fine day, one fine moment, Maya can attack. Uh, And that's it. Um, we are also actually in the jaws of a crocodile. Uh, what is this crocodile? Maya. Maya is Maya. We are all in the jaws of that Maya. That Maya also represents the crocodile. We are not feeling the pain now. We may feel pain at some point, but when we are wise, we feel the pain of that Maya. And so Gajendra, I tried to see who would save him. And this is introspects. This There's a wonderful introspection. Mm. Gajendra, rendered helpless by fate, could not save himself. He was afraid of being killed. He thought for a long time and arrived an intelligent decision of taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. Mm. So Prabhupada writes that only pious people come to this conclusion. Pious people decides to take shelter of the Lord. He says, all my relatives and friends could not rescue me from this danger. What then to speak of my wives? They cannot do anything to save me. It is by the will of providence that I have been attacked by this crocodile. So I shall take shelter of the Supreme Lord, who is always the shelter of everyone, including the great. Mm. So at every step, every moment, there is some danger in this world. Only ignorance, only in ignorance, one thinks that material world is a happy place. We may struggle for existence as far as our intelligence allows and may try to counteract dangers, but unless Krishna sanctions our attempts to save us from the dangers, our attempts will be useless. Mm. So, um, yeah, saying this, uh, so Gajendra, uh, he decided to surrender to the Supreme Lord. Mm. So he came to this conclusion that only Lord can protect, no one can protect. Actually, the real protect, even if someone protects you at certain times, it is by the will of the Lord. Prabhupada says many times, even the child is safeguarded by the parent, but that protection is offered through the Lord. I mean, Lord offers that protection through the parent. So it's ultimately the Lord who saves. Uh, um, so, and he decides to surrender. Hmm? And he says, if one who fears, uh, you know, this time is known as serpent, uh, uh, kala sarpa. So time all when a poisonous snake bites, one dies, and the time is also compared to a serpent. It will bite at some point, or it is a slow poisonous snake, because every day we are one day closer to death. Every day, as the day passes, we are getting one day closer to the death. If one who fears the serpent seeks shelter of the Lord gives him protection. Even the death runs away in fear of the Lord. He is the real shelter. I surrender unto him. There may be so many shelters, but the real shelter is Krishna. Hmm. So, like this, uh, Gajendra surrenders to the Lord. And the third chapter um, is Gajendra's prayers. Hmm. So, um, so Gajendra's prayers, let me see. So, Shukadev Goswami says this one. एवं व्यवसितो बुद्ध्या समाधाय मनोवृद्धि जजाप परमं जाप्यं प्राग्जन्मन्यनुशिक्षितम्. So Shukadeva Goswami said that the king of elephants, Gajendra, fixed his mind in his heart with perfect intelligence and chanted a mantra which he had learned in his previous birth as Indradumna, in which he remembered and which he remembered by the grace of the Lord. So this is the mantra Shukadeva Goswami tells that Gajendra had learnt in the previous life. Uh, as Indradumna, as a king, retired king, he learnt this prayer. He used to not only learn but jajapa paramam japyam pragjanmanyanushikshitam, means he was practicing it every day. He was chanting it every day in the previous life. And now he remembers that and he offers the same prayer that he used to chant in the previous life. So, if we chant Hare Krishna regularly, so at some point we will be able to remember that mantra and chant that uh, in the difficult circumstance, difficult situation, and that would help us definitely. Um, so here, basically, the he offers prayers, and these are philosophical prayers. First, he says that the Lord is the supreme, and he's the supreme father, supreme director, supreme cause, supreme enlightener, supremely merciful. Mm. When we have obstacles, we should worship him, and we should kind of worship unmotivated worship. Many people have a ulterior motive when they worship the Lord. They want some followers, they want some name, fame, they want some recognition, they want some wealth, they want something else. This is um, motivated motivation. But Gajendra recommends that one should worship unmotivated worship. Mm. But however, if there is life, your life is in danger. He says that I am a neophyte. Your pure devotees will never ask you for something like this, that I am asking you to save my life, but I should not be because I'm a neophyte. Also, I am in danger now. So in your dangerous situation, you can ask for your life, sparing your life, but not otherwise on a regular basis. Mm. um, and he's the master of universe, master of the yoga, like that. Mm. So then, when he offered prayers, so Lord Hari came there, um, riding the Garuda. Mm. Um, mm. So when he was offering prayers, the another important prayers, he did not name, he just said the Supreme Lord in his prayer. He did not say Hari, Vishnu, Krishna, like that. He only addressed that prayer to the Supreme Lord because Supreme Lord was mentioned. Even the demigods did not go and help. None of the demigods. Mm. So the Lord personally decided to come and save him. Um, and uh, so, yeah. And when the Lord was coming, Gajendra was in, even though he was in difficult, in acute pain, he picked up a lotus flower from that lake and offered it to the Lord. Hmm? Um, so a devotee sees danger to be the Lord's mercy because it gives him a good opportunity to think of the Lord sincerely and offer prayers. Hmm? A devotee considers danger to be due to one's past misdeeds and doesn't accuse the Lord. For one who is in such consciousness, liberation is guaranteed. Mm. This is our devotee thinks, the mood of the devotee. We know from Kunti prayers, Vipada Santutaha Shashvata Tatra Tatra Jagadguru Bhavato Darshanam Yatsyata Punar Bhavadarshanam. Let there be calamities. Let these calamities come again and again, so that when the calamities come, I take shelter of your lotus feet. I think of you. And thinking of you means not seeing the birth again. So here it is mentioned like that. Devotee will never accuse the Lord for his um, dangerous position. The Lord Hari quickly descended from Garuda, who was moving slow, and by his mercy pulled Gajendra along with the crocodile out of the water. Then, while the demigods stood and watched, hmm, he severed the crocodile's head with his disc. Hmm. So, so that's how the chapter ends there. So Lord, cursed the head of the crocodile and hmm, uh, so killed the crocodile and liberated Gajendra. So the deliverance of Gajendra, and the fourth chapter talks about Gajendra returns to the spiritual world. This is a very beautiful chapter. Mm. Um, so after Gajendra was saved, and the demigods, sages, and Gandharvas praised the Lord and showered the flowers. Mm. Celestial music prayers filled in the heavens in honor of the Lord's act of mercy. Mm. Um, and Gajendra achieved a special liberation called Sarupya Mukti. He attained, when the Lord touched him, he attained the form of the Lord. Form similar to that of the Lord. This is called Sarupya Mukti. Mm. And mm, so um, here, Shukadeva Goswami gives the past history of crocodile and Gajendra. Mm. So the crocodile was a Gandharva named King Uhu. He was cursed by sage Devala to become a crocodile after misbehavior. Uh, he offended this Devala Muni. Mm. Uh, and compassionately, the sage promised, he begged forgiveness from the sage, this King Uhu, and then sage mentioned that he would be delivered by the Lord. And upon, yeah, so this was the previous history. He was a Gandharva named Uhu, and he was a king also, formerly King Uhu. Mm. And he attained this particular form because of the curse of Devala Muni. Um, and Devala Muni mentioned that he would be delivered by the Lord. Mm. Mm. So then Shukadeva Goswami describes the past life of Gajendra. Mm. Mm. Uh, so yeah, so in the previous birth, Gajendra was King Indradumna of a Dravida Desha, Tamil Nadu, mm, and a Vaishnava king from the dynasty of Pandya. Mm. And so he retired from family life and he went to Malaya Hills. Mm. And he lived there and he had a little hermitage. And at that time, he was worshipping the Lord on a regular basis and performing some austerities. And once he was in Maunavrata, means silence, he was taken a vow of silence. And that time, say Jagatsya, visited that place. Agatsya became angry, thinking that king did not show proper respect of welcoming and not even talking to the, you know, not even talking to him and offering even like respectable words or anything like that. The sage became angry and he forgot, he cursed him to become a dull animal, become an elephant, dull animal. Here also, of course, King Agatsya's, Sage Agatsya's curse has actually become a benediction. Agastya Muni, mm, King Indradumna would have counter cursed as Agatsya, but he did not counter curse. King accepted Agastya Muni curse as a blessing, as a as the will of the Lord, to put it that way. And he did not counter curse the sage. Mm. Um, so let me read something from here. Devotees welcome even reverses and curses. I don't know how many of us are ready to welcome curses and reverses in our life, but Prabhupada writes here, the devotees actually welcome even reverses and curses because they know that nothing can happen without the approval of the Lord. They consider reversals as a result of their own past deeds. So they think that because of my past deed, I'm only getting a token of the reaction. It's a tiny reaction that I'm getting, but I deserve more. But Lord is giving me a tiny reaction. They consider reversals as a result of their own past deed, tolerate them. This is an important point of the life. I was mentioning in the Sunday class also that Lord, if we pray to the Lord, Lord will give strength and courage to cope up these reversals. Hmm. This body cannot be saved. We were discussing about Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was saved by the Lord when he was in the womb of his mother from the heat of Brahmastra thrown by Ashwatthama. But that same Parikshit Maharaj, even after hearing 7 days of Srimad Bhagavatam from the lotus mouth of Shukadeva Goswami and fasting, completely observing fasting, full fasting for 7 days, had still bitten by the snake and he was burnt to ashes. That's the body. But he was prepared to that. He was prepared for that. He said, let the snake bite come and bite me. Snake bird, takshaka come and bite me. I'm ready for that. He was, because he came to that conclusion that, he is not on the, he is not on the bodily platform. He's on the spiritual platform because of this hearing Harikatha. So for us also, the Lord will give strength when we pray, and we, will be able to cope these reversals. Mm. Yeah. So, but the final point is that instead of being disturbed by calamities, devotees render bhakti, depending on Krishna. Krishna takes care of them and promotes them to the spiritual world. So ultimately, the spiritual world is guaranteed for devotees. What happens in the material world doesn't matter. Hmm? Okay, so Gajendra. So that's how King Indradumna became Gajendra in this life, and Gajendra attained Sarupya Mukti. The Lord took him to Vaikunta. He made him sit next to, he made him sit next to him on Garuda. Um, hmm. so, and the Lord says that He gives a blessing that those who rise early and recite the prayers offered by Gajendra will be freed from all sinful reactions. Uh, uh, And Shukadeva Goswami says that simply by hearing this narration, it grants the spiritual merit and protection from Kali Yuga's contamination and promotion to the higher planets. So that's about the Gajendra's deliverance and the past life of Gajendra and Crocodile. And in chapter 5, the chapter 5 is entitled Demigod's Appeal to the Lord for Protection. So now our Shukadeva Goswami talks about fifth Manu, because in the fourth Manu, Lord appeared as Hari, and there was a diversion there. Hari saved Gajendra. Parikshit Maharaj wanted to hear about how Hari saved Gajendra. That's why the story of Gajendra came. Then back to the main topic, Manus. So fifth Manu is Raivata, brother of Tamasa Manu. And hmm, um, so, yeah. And Then he talks about, um, let me see, who is the incarnation? So, Vaikunta. So demigods were them, and Supreme Lord appeared as Vaikunta, hmm, who manifested a Vaikunta planet at the request of Lakshmi Devi. Supreme Lord appeared. So, as Vaikunta, is one of the names of the Lords is Vaikunta. He appeared in the Raivata Manvantara, fifth Manvantara. So, the sixth Manu was son of Chakshu, that is called Chakshusha Manvantara. Chakshusha Manvantara. And in this Manvantara, Lord appeared as Ajita. Lord appeared as Ajita, born of Vairaja and Deva Sambhuti. And Ajita took the form of tortoise, and uh, he held the mountain on his back and enjoyed the pastime of churning of the milk ocean. So when Shukadeva Goswami said that Lord Ajita, Lord Vishnu, took the form of tortoise and enjoyed the pastime of churning of the milk ocean, King Parikshit again stopped him there. Wait a minute, please. I wanted to hear more about, or in detail about, this pastime of churning of the milk ocean. Then, then he describes, Shukadeva Goswami gives a little background. So the demigods, actually Indra, offended Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni wanted to offer the Mahaprasad of Mother Lakshmi, which is a flower garland. And when he offered that to Indra, Indra simply ignored and put it around the tusks of Airavata, his elephant, and that elephant simply, threw it on the ground and smashed smashed the garland with his feet, legs. And Durvasa Muni became angry and cursed that they would lose their wealth and their opulences. So then at that time, the demigods were being cursed by Durvasa Muni. They were defeated by the demons. So when they were defeated, then they decided to go to Brahma and seek help. And again, here, like uh, when you are in difficult situation, always takes seniors' help and advice. So the demigods approached Brahma, and Brahma said, "Let's go and offer prayers to the Lord on the on the shore of Milk Ocean, which is called Shweta Dvipa." And they offered mm, prayers to the Lord. Um, so this is a very simple chapter. That's how. Um, so this chapter titled as "Demigods Appeal to the Lord." Basically, they glorify the Lord. Um, and in the fifth chapter, the Lord appears, I guess. Sorry, sixth chapter. So fifth chapter talks about how Indra and the demigods being cursed by Durvasa Muni, and they lost their position as a result of as they were defeated by demons. And so then they went to Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma took them to the Svetadvipa, ocean of milk, and they all offered prayers to the Lord. Um, mm. So when we are in these difficult situations, we must seek refuge in the Supreme Lord. Hmm. And chapter 6 is entitled The Demigods and Demons Declare a Truce. So, after the demigods, headed by Brahma, Lord Brahma, offered prayers, Lord appeared there. Huh? Um, and even Shiva was also there, Lord Shiva. Lord appeared in his dazzling form, effulgent like thousands of sun, adorned with jewels, weapons, and accompanied by Lakshmi. So Brahma glorified the Supreme Lord. Um, and so after that, Lord gave some instructions. Hmm. And he said, hmm, uh, he advised the demigods to make a truce with demons. And both sides should cooperate to churn the ocean of milk to produce nectar, amruta. When you drink it, you become immortal. Lord mentioned that go and make a deal, truce with the demons. And he further said, Lord said, uh, bring Mandara mountain, that will become a churning rod, and Vasuki will be, you can use Vasuki as the Vasuki serpent as the rope. And Lord also mentioned that when you churn this milk ocean, initially Kalakota halala poison will come, but Lord Shiva will consume it. And many things will come. Mm. But you should not be greedy or angry. Patience and peace were essential for success. He said, if something comes, don't be too greedy. If the demons wanted to take, let them take. But at the end, I will distribute the nectar to you all. So, following the Lord's advice, demigods approached Bali Maharaj. That time he was heading the demons, king of demons. And the associates of Bali Maharaj, you know, when they saw demigods approaching, they said, let's attack. But, demigods were coming without any weapons. So Bali Maharaj was very, he knows the etiquette. No, no, if someone is not a weapon, we don't attack them, let them come, we'll have a chat. And they had a chat. And when the demigods proposed this, that, together let's churn the milk ocean, and Bali Maharaj agreed for that. And demigods and demons, then they approached this Mandara mountain. They uprooted the Mandara mountain to carry it to the ocean, but it was immense, weight. Because of immense weight, many demigods and demons were actually died, injured and died, dead. Um, and that time, again, the demigods prayed to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu came on Garuda, revived the fallen demigods and demons, and effortlessly lifted the Mandara mountain and placed it on Garuda, and brought the Mandara mountain. mm, Um, in the ocean of milk, and Garuda was asked to leave because now Vasuki snake has to come. uh, yeah, so snakes and eagles, they don't get along, so Garuda was asked to leave from that place. So um, yeah, so in this chapter, Lord appeared, Lord guided them, and asked the demigods to make a truce with demons, and he mentioned what's going to happen. All that thing was clearly mentioned here, and so next week we will um, begin churning the milk ocean, and we will try to complete the entire postdom of churning the milk ocean next week. Hare Krishna. So we'll end the our session there. We'll end our session. But again, I'll just summarize in each chapter what's happening. So first chapter talks about the various manus and their administration. It talks a little bit about the first manu, Swayambhu Manu, and then Shukadeva Goswami, mentioned that fourth manu is Tamasa, and in that Manvantara, Lord appeared as Hari, as son of Harini and Harimeda, and saved Gajendra. Maharaj Parikshit wanted to hear more about that. And then Shukadeva Goswami narrates the entire pastime of Gajendra. So first he talks about the beauty of Trikuta mountain, because on which, in a valley known as Rutmat, Gajendra used to live. And so he described the beauty. Then he described the power of Gajendra, how powerful he was. Then, he described the crisis of Gajendra being attacked by the crocodile, and as no one could save, and he also fought. After fighting for a long time, he was getting, weak day by day. He decided to take shelter of the Lord, and he offered prayers. Third chapter is full of prayers, Gajendra's prayers. And he addressed the Supreme, he offered his prayers. He learned these prayers in his previous life. Um, and, he was offering these prayers every day. He remembered them because, he was offering them, he was chanting them every day in the past life. So he offered the prayer. Lord came and actually pulled them onto the ground and cut the head of crocodile and liberated Gajendra. Then fourth chapter talked about the uh, previous life of Gajendra, and as well as the crocodile. Crocodile was Gandharva Huhu, and Gajendra was King Indrajumna. He was cursed by Agastya Muni, and King Uhu was cursed by Devala. And then Shukadeva Goswami offered benediction. Just by hearing this pastime, one attains a spiritual piety. And the fifth chapter talks about uh, the fifth Manu and sixth Manu. And the sixth Manu was uh, Chakshusha, and he mentioned that in that Manvantara, Lord appeared as Ajita tortoise and enjoyed the pastime of churning of milk ocean. Maharaj Parikshit wanted to hear about that in detail. Then Shukadeva Goswami narrated how demigods um, being cursed by Durvasa Muni, lost all their opulences, and they could easily be defeated by the demons. When they lost their opulences and position, they approached Brahma. Brahma took them to Svetadvipa, the ocean of milk, and Lord Shiva was also present. All the demigods, including Brahma, offered prayers, and in the sixth chapter, Lord appeared and Lord gave advice on what to do. He talked about, they should churn milk ocean, and they should use Mandara mountain as a churning rod, Vasuki as a, rope, and then they should go and, make a truce with these demons. And then he said that there will be poison coming. Don't worry, Lord Shiva will consume it. There will be various other things, but don't be greedy. Patience and peace will grant you victory at the end. And as per the advice and guidance of the Lord, the demigods went to Bali Maharaj, and they all decided to uplift them on the mountain. But they struggled. The Lord came and helped them, and brought it to the shore of Milk Ocean, and Garuda was asked to leave. So that's where the sixth chapter, summary of sixth chapter ends, and Lord willing, we will continue discussing the rest of the chapters. Hopefully, the entire pastime of churning of Milk Ocean, and next week. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you very much.
So much.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.